I was showing you the Maury Map Making Method. So what I started with was our original map of Northern Ireland and England. I don't have a fancy camera, so this will have to do. Then I have two grid papers that look like this. You have the files. If you're with Equip 222, you have this file. What I did afterwards is I wrote 1 through 9 on one side. I wrote A through G on the other side. This is printed on transparency paper. I have two of these that I printed. Then I took my original map, and I just did this whole recording. You missed it. I laid over my grid paper onto it, and with a dry erase marker, I made dots at any intersecting corner that I wanted to make a note of. So I made dots around this map. And then I played connect the dots with it. That left me with my transparency this way. The reason I want it that way is because I want to use these reference marks, the grid lines. E1, for example, shows me where the top of this country is. That's the United Kingdom. I will place the other grid paper underneath my blank white paper. And again, this is for the Maury Map Method. Now, this was a little bit frustrating for my son because the marks are faint. You know, you have to kind of lift the paper up sometimes to see what the grid lines say. But once you get going, you'll get it. So you're using the grid lines underneath the white sheet of paper that you want to write on. Then you're taking your pencil and you're very, very lightly using your reference points to get your proportions right when you're making your new map. This is what my map looks like. I went through this whole process before. I just don't know if it was recording. So I'm showing you again. So I went through this whole process of putting, you can see on this page, you can see all the different dots I put, and I just looked back and forth at my original grid line paper that I wrote on. I looked back and forth and I made note where these dots should be, like D2. Then I would go to my map that I was writing and I'd find D2 and I'd put my dot there. And I kept going till I was done with the shape of the United Kingdom. Now I did that for the entire, you should do this for the entire map that you want to recreate. When you're done with your basic shape for your map, you can take your original map and you can make your lines more specific. And what you'll do is you'll end up with a map that looks very close to the original one that you want to create. When we're doing the map standard for the principal approach, you always want to put your name, date, what class you're doing this for, who your instructor is, and then on the map standard, you'll notice that it teaches you always write the names of your features in capital letters with black ink. You're going to outline all of your pencil marks with black ink. And as well, for the water, you're putting in caterpillar hairs all the way around that demarcates water for you. This is the basic map that you will create for your homework in Unit 3 when you're going to make a map using the Maury Map method. This is a phenomenal way to do artwork. If you create a grid line for any type of art, you will be able to get your proportions better in that kind of art as well. I want to see if I have a type of book like so here. If I wanted to just recreate this book cover, I would know how much real estate I should take with my question mark, because I can look, my question mark goes from the top of BC and 3-4. and it goes to the bottom of B and the bottom of 6. And I'm just using this as a reference. When I'm want to do this side of the question mark, I can look and I see, oh, I'm on the line CD, and I'm right above the line that's between 5 and 4. So I would put my dot there. So this is just a method of a really brilliant method of recreating artwork and getting your proportions right. Maps are basically artwork. And Maury was a very interesting person. I will post 2 videos for you so you can learn a little bit more about some of the work that he did and why he did it. And I will talk with you soon.